Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2724 Southeast 153rd Avenue here in Portland. We're located inside the home. As you can see, the camera's currently down line here. I was test running it, just decided to keep on going here. We're going through the kitchen sink clean out so we can get to the secondary clean out on the exterior of the home. If you look into the driveway, right in the middle of it, there is a big metal plate, and that is a secondary clean out. So we're going to use this just to scope to that point, and then once we reach there, we'll reel back in and we're going to move outside to the driveway area. It's a very, very long sewer line. We'll need both points of access to pull it off here. So we're going to push forward to the point. It looks like there is an external clean out, and I believe that is it right here above the camera head. We're going to zero the camera out right here as if we were scoping from the outside. I'm sorry, it's maybe this one here. But we'll get it figured out as to which one is the clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. You can see we currently have water running. All right, so that is our actual clean out there above the camera. We're going to zero out right here. Okay, this is the 3034 PVC pipe, and just about a foot in front of the camera is where that clean out's at. When the water drains out here, you'll have a better picture of it. We're going to stop here. I just went and located a moment ago, just a couple feet prior to that clean out. We're going to let the line drain out here for a few minutes. We'll inspect the pipe on the way back in here, and then we'll move out to the secondary clean out and finish up the rest of it. All right, line's all drained out here, and if you look just up ahead, you can see the tie-in for the clean out up at the top of the pipe. That's where we're going to move to. And the reason we're going through the kitchen sink to begin with, It looks like there is an exterior clean out. However, whoever's poured the concrete poured pretty much over the entire cap. We've had to find a different point of access. You could actually deal with it fairly easily without messing with the concrete. What you'd want to do is take either a 1 or 2 or even possibly even a 3-inch hole saw and hole saw right through the top of that cap, and then you could just put a expanding drain plug into it. Be pretty easy fix. We've got some really minor standing water. You can see it barely rippling when I pull the camera back. That is nothing concerning at all. I think there was a spot in here where we had a little bit more standing water, and I think that's where we're at right now. No, very, very minor. That was not even a 1/4 inch of standing water there for, I mean, barely 3 feet. Typically, where I start to see regular old toilet paper start collecting in bellies, and I'm not talking about paper towels and stuff that shouldn't be going down the line, but once you get at least 5 feet of pipe with at least 1 inch of standing water, static, with no running water inside, that's where I normally start to see real debris buildup start collecting in the line. And these lines that are on a flag lot like this, over the years, I mean, probably 90% or more of them will have bellies in them. It's extremely difficult to guarantee that 150 or more feet of ground and pipe is not going to shift at all. So I almost look at long lines like this a little bit more like a septic system. The length alone can cause debris to collect because it takes a few flushes. If you were just to put some stuff down the toilet and flush, it would probably take 3 or 4 toilet flushes to actually get everything out to the main, versus a standard home would probably take only about 1, maybe 2. So if you're putting stuff down the line that shouldn't be going down there, it's much more prone to collect. You know, when you put standing water on top of that, you just want to be careful as to what's going down the line on these long lines like this. You just kind of want to look at them like a septic, make sure that the only thing going down the toilet is toilet paper, and then no grease, cooking oil, anything like that going down the sink. Anyway, we're going to move out here. All the pipe we just scoped there, although we have some very minor standing water, still has good flow. It's very clean throughout, and that portion is functioning properly at this time. Alright, we're out here at the secondary cleanout. Again, here in the driveway. We're kind of kitty corner from the front right corner of the house. And the line comes from back there. If you went around that corner we're staring at, the line comes out kind of at the rear right corner, wraps around here, comes up to this point. I'm going to zero back out again. And we're going to keep this thing moving quick here. We've got a lot of line to cover. Once we get out to the main, we'll drain it all out and have a better look at everything on the way back in. Like right now we're going through some standing water. Like I mentioned before, I tend to be a little bit more lenient with these big long lines like this. After doing about 15,000 sewer scopes, I've seen maybe 5 or 10 houses with lines this long that do not have any standing water at all. It's very, very uncommon. To avoid spending thousands of dollars, you know, unless the belly is bad enough and really worth fixing, generally you're better off to do some hydrojetting from time to time to keep them clean. I just went and located the camera head here. My camera is stopping short by just locating it now. We're literally about 2.5 feet away from the main lateral. I just located the camera out in the middle of the street, and looking down the road, there's a manhole, and we're literally about 2.5 feet away from the main lateral. And in Multnomah County, once you hit the street curb, from curb to curb is the city's responsibility. So we're well within city territory at this point here. Now, once the line drains out all the way, we'll be able to see the reflection. There's a drop right up ahead, and that's right where the camera drops into the main lateral. We can see. I think there's only about 1 foot of pipe we're actually not able to see here. So anyway, not a concerning thing. Everything's draining out beyond this point here, and there's no signs of any issues beyond. And on top of that, the last 10, 15 feet of pipe we just scoped here isn't even the homeowner's responsibility. Well, it looks like there is a secondary clean out. I was going to say it should have another one. Every 100 feet you should have a clean out. This one I think got concreted over the top of. I'll go double check here real quick. Yeah, it's definitely covered up by asphalt. It could be a test tee. We're about 5 or 6 feet, or I mean maybe 3 feet in from the curb area. So it might be a test tee. It might be a clean out. Either way, you can't get to it. That's a very normal location to have a test tee, which is something you don't have access to generally after the line's been buried. We're getting into a little bit of standing water here. We'll see how much we're working with. It's very minimal so far, almost non-existent. And what we saw earlier when I was running the camera out really quick could have been a wake of water the lens was pushing in front of it. And that's pretty much what it looks like is going on here. And we are just about to reel the camera out. This line, for being 150 feet long, is in impeccable condition. It is spotless clean. It has almost no standing water. That little bit we saw earlier, I mean, for a line of this length, it might as well have none. Even on a short line, what we've seen is nothing even close to worth repairing. It's all extremely minimal. Line spotless clean. We have great flow all the way to the main lateral. ABS and PVC portions of the line are both in great shape. The sewer line is functioning properly at this time. That is one of the nicest looking 150-foot long lines I've ever seen.